I'm so grateful for you all to come tonight. Thank you very much for coming. I'm going to leave you on a story. Me and my fella don't really get nights off together very often, so when we do, we try to make the most of it. And went out on, we call them like a date night. Went out on a date night recently, had a curry, lovely curry, got in, put a DVD on, everything going really well. Halfway through the film started to get a little bit amorous, a little bit frisky, which I suppose is one of the points of the date night. Seemingly, we'd forgotten that 2 hours before that, we'd had a curry. Nevertheless, he went downstairs. I don't mean for a glass of water. I already told you I live in a flat, fucking work it out. The only reason he'd go downstairs is to do the bins. And that should never be a euphemism for that. Do you fancy doing the bins later on? It doesn't work, does it? No. So here he was. Okay. And there's no nice way of saying this to you lovely people, but I could feel a fart brewing. Nobody knows what to do they? There's no plan of action for this. So what I did, and I don't really know why I did this, certainly don't know why I'm telling you lot. Similar to in the film Rain Man, I started going, uh-oh. 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 And he carried on. Because as he told me afterwards, he thought I was doing an impression of Beyonce. But we've clearly not got the hang of the whole seduction thing. I think that's fairly evident from what I've told you so far, isn't it? But I walked in on him the other day and he was lying on the bed just in his pants, because you know how men think that's attractive. And he had one bollock hanging out. And I thought, I'm going to have to pull him on it. Question him on it, not pull him on it. If only they made that noise. If they made that noise, I'd never leave the little buggers alone. I said, do you know that you've got a bollock hanging out? He said, yes, I do. I put it out especially for you. You lot have been such a joy. Thank you so much for coming out tonight. I've been Sarah Millican. Thank you very much. Good night. Thank you very much. I'll tell you a little thing and then I'll let you go home. I've started doing this thing, maybe some of you already do this. I've started listening to people's conversations on the bus and on the train. And I was listening recently to two old ladies and they were talking about what they would do if they were men for a day. I thought, these answers are going to be pretty good because these old ladies have got this wealth of experience, you know. These answers are going to be quite insightful. And I was going out for lunch with three of my friends and I thought I'll ask them the same questions. So I said to my first friend, what would you do if you were a man for a day? Without even thinking, she just went, I'd have a wank! I said, God, it sounds like you need to. You sound a bit tense, pet. Second friend, I said, what would you do? She said, I'd just do everything. And I thought she meant like in a sexual way, like she'd fuck everything. I said, is that what you mean, like you'd do everything? And she went, no, just all the little jobs round the house. But these old ladies, different generation to me, my friends. In their 80s they were, and one of them just said, Edith, what would you do if you're a man for a day? The other one said, no, on my luck, I'd get a Tuesday. And what can you do on a Tuesday? But my third friend, and I will leave you with this, my third friend took ages to answer. I said, come on, give us an answer. And she said, okay, the first thing I would do is go and find my ex-boyfriend and thwack my hard penis across his face and say